welcome to the wonderful world of How We Sees It. I'm about to change it to How We See It. Lying. I'm just playing. Welcome to the wonderful world, How We Sees It. I'm so happy. I was going to say How We See It because I'm just so happy that you guys have really been tuning in and giving me feedback and things of that nature. You know, that really makes me happy. As always, shop Lay Lips. This right here is my personal fave, Pinky, at www.laylips.com. Anyway, so, no, seriously, I put my glasses back on real quick because I just want y'all to understand the importance of today's episode. Today's episode, and I might leave my glasses on because I see I gotta get a little studious for us to reel it back in and pay attention. Today's episode is for the ladies, and our episode is actually going to be a nice little come to Jesus moment for us all. And when I talk to you guys, I'm talking to myself as well. Today's episode is a come to Jesus moment for us all as women. We're getting older. We're reaching our 30s if we're not already there. And there are a lot of things that we need to come to Jesus on. One of them being women and accountability. Women and the hate relationship we seem to have with accountability. And it goes so far as to, you know, how it's always a joke how women never apologize and how women are just always right and we just always have a problem with everything, you know, yada, 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 so on and so forth. Almost made to seem as if we don't do anything wrong. And I feel like just like there's double standards in the world, I think that's one of them. I think that's one of the double standards of just women not being held accountable enough. The actions that we take out on others. So I'm gonna have a whole separate episode about women as we relate to masculinity and being overly masculine and not tapping into our femininity as much as we should. But I think that's one of the ways that we can be accountable on some of the actions that we make that are just not womanly. You know, today's episode is gonna be about us learning that we have to form a real relationship with accountability. And until we get to a place that we can form a real, honest, and open relationship with accountability, we are going to be doomed for life. I say that to say, us as women, I notice how often we put ourselves in not the best of positions. And then I notice how we victimize ourselves when we're in said position. It's annoying to me at this point. It was annoying to myself when I saw myself doing it. I'm like, okay. What you're not going to do is keep crying about something that you did. That's where we're going to start. So ladies, today's episode is about us killing that hate relationship that we have with accountability and making it a love relationship with accountability, because the faster we love taking accountability for the things that we do, the faster our lives can get better in order. It's your fault. That's what today's episode is about, ladies. Today's episode about the fact that the things that go wrong in your life is your fault, and you can stop. And I'm not even talking about, we're going to talk about as it relates to men. We're going to stop playing these games, acting like men are just the scum of the earth. Men ain't shit. Yes, we know. A lot of them really are not shit. But guess what? It takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. There's a said young man that ain't shit. And there's a said young woman that either decides to accept the ain't shit or not. And a lot of us out here just accepted the ain't shit. That's where the accountability gonna come in at. This hate relationship that we have, I'm glad that I canceled mine out. I'm learning to be accountable for myself, my actions, the things that I say, the way that I react to things. I don't make excuses for it. My accountability goes so far, and I'm so mindful that people think that I'm trying to be funny when I automatically take accountability for the things that I do wrong. You know what? I'm sorry. My bad. It's really that simple. And of course, apologies come best in change behavior. But accountability starts with knowing where you fucked up. So hopefully next time you can stop. Hopefully next time you can make a better decision. So for those of us who have such a hard time with accepting the truth and taking accountability for where we put ourselves in certain positions, you're going to keep making those same mistakes because it's always somebody else's fault instead of yours. It's always his fault or her fault or this person's fault or that person's fault or the other woman's fault or the other man's fault. Whoever's fault it is, you make sure that it's not yours. And that's the problem. I want that to soak in for a second. You know, people use it as a joke that women never apologize and, you know, how we move like we're never wrong. And it's not funny. It's not funny. It's actually very detrimental to our growth. Very detrimental. I want to say, where do we get this from? Maybe our mothers. Who knows? Who's to say? But at this point, us being grown women at this point, we have to take accountability for ourselves. This is what we're talking about. You cannot blame it on anybody else. We're grown now. So accountability just starts with you. Your relationship with accountability is just you and accountability. It's kind of lonely, kind of scary. But it's just you and accountability. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It's kind of like finding the reason why it was you. So you can do better. That's the only way. If you don't dig into yourself and figure out why you do the things that you do, how will you make better decisions in the future? It's not just going to happen because you wanted to. Pause real quick. I got to make sure that y'all can't see up my legs. Now, we know we cute and skinny now, but I ain't going to be showing the goods off like that. Accountability just starts with yourself. And if you want to learn and grow and be a better woman, a better person, it starts with accountability. It starts with knowing when you're wrong so that you can do better in the future. That doesn't mean that you're going to change overnight, but you can be more mindful of where you take that left turn of getting yourself fucked up. I said all that to say because this episode is really about the baby and Danny Lee. And it's just a prime example of many women that go through these things all around the world every single day. Unfortunately for Danny and the baby, their life is on a pedestal in front of a camera screen, and they actually gave us the footage. So, then again, that's why I hate this world of social media because it has taken over so badly that he felt the need to hop on live to clear his name before everything even happened, and then she got on after him. So let's break down everything that happened. I'm just so annoyed with our generation just for being so immature. It's not funny. And, you know, it's one thing for us to be immature in our little relationships. It's another thing when y'all start creating kids. That annoys me so bad. And y'all doing this in front of this baby. This baby who had nothing to do with the fact that neither one of y'all healed yourselves before y'all even got involved with one another. So it was a mess of chaos before anything could even be created and birthed. Poor child. And a lot of y'all just doing it willy-nilly here, there, and everywhere. Sad. I feel bad for these kids. And that's exactly why I'm doing my work and I take accountability for myself and my action because there are some things that I have not changed yet. I could get rowdy in an argument, cursing, carrying on, being disrespectful. Do I want to be like that in front of my kids? No, I want to be the type of mother that does not even tolerate other people getting crazy in front of my kids, me getting crazy in front of my kids, definitely not arguing with their father in front of them. But I'm not there yet. That's the difference between me and y'all. See, I'm not there yet, and I'm not putting any harmless child in the middle of my mess. I'm cleaning my mess up, sweeping it up left and right before I even think about having a child enter into my mess because that's wrong. Let me tell y'all something. We just dropped the episode of the audio about energy, and that is just the wrong energy for your baby to be coming into this world. And you think in 3 months? I hate the way that you guys minimalize what children understand and at what point. They understand right away. Whether they may be able to verbalize it, they internalize it. At 3 months, that baby is internalizing and has taken in everything that just went down. The mama crying, the daddy kicking it out. The baby got all that. Got all that energy. And it comes out in different ways as the babies get older. They may act out. They may be bad in school. And then you want to look at the kid like, Ray, so bad. No, you so bad of a parent. Arguing, cussing, fussing, and fighting in front of them. The baby wasn't even made from love. The baby was made from lust. The lust is over and has faded out. And so has the relationship. It's not right. It's not right. And this is for everybody. We all taking accountability on this one. Even though this episode is geared toward women in accountability, the way people and men do it a lot with just having kids here, there, everywhere, and chaos and confusion, and it really saddens me. I promise you, I won't ever have to have a kid if it's not going to be in a loving home, a loving, communicative environment. If I can't even do that myself, I won't even do it. So that's where I'm working to try to be a better person. You got to get a good man first anyway, so I got time. Okay? Anyway, this was such a tragedy to just watch play out, and I was in my phone like, oh my God. They look like a regular couple acting a goddamn fool. I think that sometimes the world over glamorizes the celebrities because they live this lifestyle. They're regular people that do regular ghetto ass stuff, just like the rest of us. Arguing, fussing, and fighting in the house, being mad and mature. And so, for one, let's be clear. Him kicking them out at 3 o'clock in the morning, even if it was 3 p.m. Why? But let's also be clear that, is that so far-fetched from his character? Did I look at that and say, oh my God, he would never? I was like, oh, he looked like the type that would do. He looks like the type. He acts like the type that when he's ready to get on his bully, he will. Accountability lesson number 1, because a person that doesn't even know him that well can see that. So, one thing that I all learned as humans that we all love to do, we love to specialize ourselves in other people's lives. We love to specialize ourselves. Oh, he does that to other people. He would never do that to me. One thing I learned the hard way is that you sit and you watch somebody be a certain type of way to somebody else, you better believe that at some point it can be your turn. It doesn't mean that it has to be your turn. It doesn't mean that it necessarily will be your turn. But please keep in mind that it can be your turn. Besides the unfortunate events, the series of unfortunate events that happened in the condo, I have a couple of names to pick with Danny. Number 1, the whole colorism thing that was going on with the light skin is the right skin and this, that, and third. Whatever was said, I don't even read too much into it, but what I know is that the connotation is that the lighter woman won when you really lost the same way that the other darker skinned woman that's his child's mother lost. If not, you lost worse. You lost worse than her. You lost worse. Not even worse. You lost worse than her. Because while you thought that you were winning and you tried to antagonize that woman, look how God will swing it around town on your ass 48,000 times more. Number 1, this is the accountability. Us as women, accountability. Sometimes as women, you think, and I hate women like this, honestly, and I hate to put the word hate on it, but it just annoys me so much when a woman is like, yeah, I got your man, girl. Like, girl, mamas. We all know that quote, the way you got them is the way that you lose them. But for you to brag and then make it a colorist thing really sucked. And it made you lost a lot of people on that one. So the way that it swung back around so quickly on you, and it went from I love you to you was never my girl, goes to show that skin tone didn't save your baby daddy from shitting on you in front of the whole world. That's accountability 101 right there. For you even having that in your spirit, that was wrong. Accountability point number 2. For you to antagonize that little girl, and we all know that you antagonize that baby mama. For her to antagonize that baby mama, women who do things like that, like, okay, nana boo-boo, nana boo-boo, you the foo-foo now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how fast did it come back around? And again, like I said, we got to stop specializing ourselves and thinking that if this man is that way. One thing about me, I judge people on their character and the way that they treat others. However you treat, and then I mean the way that you treat people you know for however long. So if I come along and all of a sudden it's fuck everybody else and I'm just the most amazing thing in the world, in my head it gives that you're the type of person that romanticizes and fantasizes. So the next best thing is gonna woo you. And it could be the next thing that gets you excited and I'm done anyway, So you gotta pay attention, mommy. You gotta pay attention to how fast he was ready to shit on that baby mom. He didn't have to do it that way. He was just with her. And then what killed me was you went from he was with the baby mother, and then he was with Danny, and then he was back with the baby mother, then he was back with Danny. So this is women accountability, because in women's minds, you feel like you won. It's like I hate the fact that women have secret competitions with themselves over men who cheat and go back and forth in between them. I've seen it far too many times where the women are really competing with one another on who's the winner of a loser. That's crazy to me. I won, no, because I won, no, because I'm when he with me today, no, because I'm the last one he was with. Girls, he won 5 times when he went with you, then when he went with her, then he went with you, went with her. He won every single time. And guess what? Y'all having a match on who won and lost. You lost that time. She lost that time. But he won all the times. That's why this episode is about women and accountability, because it's no longer about men. Men are going to be men, and they're going to do what they do. We're working on them. They have a lot of trauma that they're trying to work through, and we're trying to figure that out with them. But our trauma that we're not figuring out for ourselves, and then we turn against one another and allow them to do the things that they do, and then we don't even look at them to be the problem or look at ourselves to be the problem. Come on, because we bringing it back to accountability. For us to not look at ourselves to be the problem while we're allowing these type of things into our life, these type of men into our life, these hurt men, these unhealed men, because we're hurt and unhealed. Because a healed woman like me, let me stop. I'm healing. But a healed woman only wants a healed man. If I can meet a man that's more healed than I am, I'm even more attracted. Heal me some more. Help me. Help me, okay? But only brokenness is looking for more brokenness. Do you think that I look at the baby and say, that is a healed man right there? That's a stand-up guy. How many women? So what is attracting you to him so much? What within yourself that you don't love is attracting you to somebody that's like that doesn't even give you the love that you really truly deserve? When you see somebody treat somebody else a certain type of way, that's how you can preview your future to be, if not worse. I'm pretty sure Danny would have never imagined that he would be kicking her out. She on the floor crying, praying to God, please help me stop loving this man. Meanwhile, you need to be praying to the Lord to help you start loving yourself a little bit better. And this is what I'm talking about. Accountability. You still worried about this man when you need to be worried about you and this baby. And hoping that you can get yourself together as a woman. And if it's a girl, and I think it is, show her what she does not deserve. Show her what the red flags are. Sit down with yourself and really have a real T-to-T moment and say, girl, when he did that, yeah. You know how many times I sat with myself after a situation was like, yeah, nah. Men are kind of discreet with their bullshit, but they really like sneak everything in about who they really are. I'm telling you, they really say it in plain sight, and then we're so clouded about what we want out of it. That's all it's about. Women are selfish. We only want what we want out of it, so we paint the picture and fit the puzzle to fit how we want it to fit for ourselves selfishly. And then when it doesn't go the way that we wanted to, then we're the victims because he is not the Prince Charming that I wanted him to be. And he never was. Before you met him, he wasn't. While you were with him, he wasn't. You were just trying to mold him into what you wanted him to be. I've made the same mistake. And you end up 4 years later, 4 years later, the nigga done got himself together off you, try to act like he been had it together. Never did. Never will. Let me stop. But no. It's us trying to make somebody fit a mold of who we want them to be. And we have to stop. That is accountability. It's either they got it or they don't got it. Now I can work with him. And if I just work through these issues with him, it's like, and y'all don't even work through no issues as a friend. I understand that. I'm totally here for helping men heal and work through their issues. Shit, we could work through our issues together, but platonically. Because you can't help me and I can't help you in a relationship when we're both broken. It's not going to work. It's a lot of things that we got to fix to make it come together properly. So then you get the situations that we see every day, and you get the situations like Danny Lee. Now, my biggest confusion was, why don't you have anywhere to go? Accountability. Women, let's stop putting all our eggs in a man's basket, girl. I thought you were a rapper, singer, whatever, that you had your own stuff. I don't care if he lived in Atlanta and you're from Dominican Republic. If you really do genuinely have money, it would not be a problem for you to get up and go at any given point. No man will ever be able to, get your ass up and get out. All right, gladly. You'll never see me again, ho. You'll never see me again. Be the first thing smoking to a 5-star hotel and call it a night. sipping a glass of champagne, calling on my friends like, I know he didn't play with me. But no. You sitting here on live looking like y'all at the shelter, because I was just very confused. I was just so confused. I'm like, why does she not want to leave? I understand that he's kicking you out and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, but girl, go. If that man wants you to go, go. And it just speaks on his character and how disgusting that he really is. But baby girl, was he not so disgusting last week, last year, last month? He been this disgusting, and that was still your man, and you was sticking beside him until he does it to you. Now it's unbearable. Now you're confused. You know my favorite part was? Niggas. They had a video as a meme on Instagram, of course, and they were laid up in a bed, probably whenever it was. It wasn't anytime soon, but he was just like, I love you. And then the next video was on the live. He was like, you was never my girl. She was just my side piece. Come on now, and your heart is broken. Come on. We got to do better. In my last state of mind, in my old life, in my vulnerable life, where I didn't want to take accountability for the things that I allowed and the red flags that I was allowing in my life, and played the game like it was a circus too, I would have been like, damn, he was dead ass wrong. Like, you never know what he told that girl at night. You never know what he told that girl. Yes. And as we grow and learn in life and realize that men do know how to talk really well, some of them, and can sell the biggest dreams and stories, but if they can't follow up with action, it'll show the next day. You gotta pay attention. You gotta make him walk it like he talk it. It's like sometimes as women, so thirsty for love that you hear I love you and you really think that they do, and they don't even have to show you anything. It happens. Take accountability for the fact that as women we fall for words. Take accountability today, women. That's what we doing. Today's episode is taking accountability for the things that we do. We fall for the dream, we fall for words, ain't seen a thing, and you in love. Girl, bye. You just want that fairy tale. Take accountability for the fact that you praying to God for you to stop loving him when you should have been praying to love yourself a little better, because then men like him wouldn't even be able to get close to you ever again. That's accountability that needs to be had so that we don't make these mistakes going forward. You can't blame him. He made me fall in love with him, God. Please, Lord. Please, let me stop. Please, Lord. I'm too in love. Girl, go to hell with that shit. Sorry, because I'm trying to stop cursing, but this episode, I mean, damn, they really pissed me off. Somebody also had a meme on Instagram was like, listen, unfortunately, Danny Lee don't got enough talent as Summer Walker do to be able to make some money off her pain, so I'm going to need her to get it together. Strap up your boots and get it together, girl. You have a baby to raise. I don't know what's going on in the music career, but if you got to go out there and get a job, my job is actually hiring. I can send out some applications. You want to come work for Holly Season, that'll be great too, girl, because I need somebody to hold this camera. But you, on that floor crying like that, I empathize for her pain. I sympathize for her pain because who wants to be in pain like that? Who wants to feel like that? I know what it's like to go crazy like that in your mind. But real woman to another real woman, you have to be accountable. And I'm going to always be that friend. Because you know what? I want my friends not to coddle me when I'm fucking up. When you're fucking up and you fucked up, and that's how you got here. It's not just all about that man, because then if you realize and you try to blame everything all in that man, then you're going to run into another man and another man and another man. You're going to keep blaming them for why you can't see when a man is a red flag. Why you can't see when a man is just buttering you up with words and has never shown you any of these things. If you really go back and look, it's happened to the best of us. And the faster that we are more comfortable with taking accountability, it'll stop happening. It will. I have full confidence in us as women as we get older. We've been through so many things. We haven't had the right guidance, just like men haven't either. But we're taking accountability for ourselves, and hopefully men can continue to try to take accountability for themselves, and we'll all meet in the middle somewhere. That's the only way we're going to get better. If we stop blaming one another, we stop blaming this, we stop blaming that, and realize what we're doing to contribute to our own pain. Loneliness is the biggest part of accountability that we all need to take, because loneliness is what leads us into the worst of situations. When you attach yourself to the wrong man, especially out of loneliness, especially out of desperation, especially out of the lack of self-love, you change the whole course of your life. You can fuck your whole life up attaching yourself to the wrong person. And then not taking accountability for how you got there. Instead, blaming that person for dragging you down. Was it really them, or was it you? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself, was it them or was it you that got you there? Did the baby really trick Danny Lee and then leave her high and dry and tell her to get out? Did he really? Or did Danny Lee trick her damn self to be right where she was? For not taking accountability for the fact that this man ain't never been about nothing. No matter what he said, no matter what he bought, did he ever really show real love and care for you as a person? And then, accountability. Has he shown himself to be that way to others? And let's just say, yes, he has. I don't like the way he did the baby mother publicly. So you got to judge a man by the way that he treated his last 3, 4, 5 women. Okay? You got to judge a man by what he be saying in his songs. I don't like the way he talk about women in his songs, honestly. That matters to me. I don't even know if I'd be able to deal with a rapper. Because I'd be like, baby, stop calling women bitches. I don't like that. That's just me. And if not, because you don't have to be that way. Not all rappers talk that way. Not all rappers care about dogging women all day. They talk about other things. J. Cole ain't dogging women all day long. He talking about real life. So it's about a choice of who you are as a person. I'm just saying. Can we bomb the baby for how whack he was? Yes. Let's bomb him. Come on. We going to keep bombing him? Clearly, he's an ignorant little shit. Okay? Very volatile. Not even that cute. He has a really strong face. The body is strong too. I like it. But everything else, I mean, do I know him? No. But does he look like the romantic type that just make you swoon and fall? No, he looked like a hard, roughneck thug that don't know how to talk to nobody. That's what he looked like to me. So it's not the most attractive thing that's walking on the planet Earth. And then when I see him act like that, I'm like, I thought so. She was never my girl, really got it. When we all saw her being your girl for however many seconds it was. We saw it, sir. We were all here. So how dare you? Boldface. She was never my girl. That was just my side piece. And side piece to who? That's what I really want to know. That's the real tea, baby. Who was she the side piece to? I hope it wasn't the baby mother, because that would be the real bomb drop. Imagine if he was talking about it in relation to the baby mom. Meanwhile, she was coming out the baby mom on some colorist shit, on some bragging, man in a boo-boo shit. And then next thing you know, niggas. You was really my side piece, girl. You know that? I talk to all my girls like that. That's the thing. Stop fooling for the hype, girl. Pay attention to what's going on in front of you. He loves her not. Love is an action word, guys. When we take accountability for falling for the hype of it instead of the actual action, then you can stop blaming the baby for everything he did. Because I'm sure so many things that they haven't revealed that happened between them two that probably wasn't love. That led to him to be so disrespectful, to kick her out in the middle of the night. That led to him with their baby. He's ruthless. That's what I'm saying, ruthless. Like, if I looked at him, I'd be like, yeah, that guy ruthless. So for him to be like, oh, they got to go right now, I'm not perplexed. He's ruthless. That's a ruthless thing to do. Come on. I didn't even got to spend enough days and nights and years with the man to know that. But she thought it wouldn't be her, and that's accountability. Stop thinking you so special that it won't happen to you. All right. I think the last thing that I want to touch on is I was so sad with her saying, please God, help me stop loving this man. I'm so in love. And I noticed that women, can we take accountability for the fact that sometimes a lot of women be in love by themselves? Not in love with yourself, but in love by yourself. That hurts my soul. That instead of taking time to fall in love with you, you want to be in love with somebody else so bad that you would do it by yourself. That man don't even got to be in love with you. He could give you a little zhuzh here, a little zhuzh there, but real love, you feel that. When somebody else is in love with you the same way you in love with them, you feel that. These type of things won't take place. So it's no way in heck they were ever in love, either one of them. I just want her to love herself, because forced love turned right into this. Sadness. And guess what? It don't mean nothing to him. I see it in his eyes. He not about to cry over it. He might even say sorry later. But is he touched to his core that this happened? Doubt it. You know what I'm saying? But this is rocking her world. And what are we going to put all the blame on him? No. Take accountability, because if you don't, this will be the next man that you find. This will be the next child's father that you find. As a woman, take some time for yourself. love on you a little bit more, realize what is attracting you to a man that would even do you like this to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Men are not perfect, but this is next level bitch boy shit. And I'm sorry to say it, but it is. I'm not gonna drag it too long, ladies. Accountability.